When preparing for an SHTF situation, it is common to consider burying certain survival items to protect them from theft, damage, or confiscation. However, not all items are suited for underground storage, especially if you're burying stashes that you're going to leave in place for a long time. So we're going to cover a number of items you should avoid burying long term and explain why underground storage may not be the best option for these specific preps. And stay tuned, since I can't very well tell you all the reasons why you can't bury something without giving you a solution so you can bury most items. Electronics. Electronic devices are essential in many survival situations, obviously, providing critical communication, navigation, and power capabilities. However, burying electronics can lead to serious issues. Moisture is the primary concern, as even in sealed containers, condensation can form over time, leading to corrosion and damage to sensitive circuits. Some examples of electronic preps you definitely don't want to bury long term include radios, communication devices, GPS units, flashlights and headlamps if they have any of that circuitry, and solar chargers. Batteries. Batteries are an essential part of any prepper stockpile, powering everything from flashlights to radios. However, they're also sensitive to environmental conditions. When they're buried, batteries are exposed to moisture, which can cause them to corrode and to leak. In cold temperatures, battery performance can degrade, leaving you with reduced power when you need it most. Alkaline batteries are prone to leaking when exposed to moisture or heat, and burying them could accelerate this process. While rechargeable batteries are generally more durable than alkaline batteries, they still degrade over time, especially with fluctuating temperatures. And freezing temperatures can cause irreversible damage to lithium-ion batteries, commonly used in most of today's electronics. Perishable foods. Burying perishable foods, even in sealed containers, is not a good idea. The underground environment can lead to temperature fluctuations, moisture buildup, and the presence of pests, all of which can spoil food faster than you might expect. While canned foods are designed for long-term storage, burying them can cause rust to develop on the cans, leading to potential contamination of the food inside. Cans can also be crushed by the weight of the soil, compromising their seals. Dehydrated and freeze-dried foods are usually packaged in moisture-proof containers, but if the packaging is compromised during burial, moisture can seep in and spoil that food. Temperature extremes can degrade the quality of these foods, making them less nutritious and less appetizing over time. Insects and other small animals are surprisingly resourceful when it comes to finding food. If they detect even a faint smell, they might chew through plastic or other packaging materials. And certain insects like ants, beetles, or even termites can chew through seemingly solid barriers if they're persistent enough. If you're enjoying the video, please hit the like button. And if you really like the video, subscribe. Pressurized containers. Pressurized containers, like the one used for propane, butane, or other compressed gases, should never be buried. Changes in temperature and pressure underground can cause these containers to rupture, leading to potentially dangerous explosions or leaks. Documents and paper items. Paper items like maps, important documents, or books are highly susceptible to moisture and pests when buried, even in a sealed container. Consider storing these items in waterproof, fireproof safes, or other secure storage options above the ground. Ammunition. Ammunition is sensitive to moisture, and burying it increases the risk of corrosion. Again, even in sealed containers, condensation can form, leading to rust on the casings and potential degradation of the powder inside the rounds. Medical supplies. Of course, medical supplies are crucial in any survival scenario, but they can be easily damaged by moisture, temperature changes, and contamination if they're buried. Sterile medical dressings must remain dry and uncontaminated to be effective. If moisture or pests get into your buried containers, these supplies could become unusable. Most medications are sensitive to heat and humidity, which can degrade their effectiveness or make them unsafe to use. Flammable liquids. Flammable liquids, including fuels like gasoline, diesel, kerosene, and oil, should never be buried. Temperature fluctuations and moisture can cause containers to deteriorate or leak, leading to dangerous conditions. Okay, so what can you do? Vacuum sealing and silica gel or other desiccants. Using these two options together, adding the moisture removing packets and then vacuum sealing the items can greatly increase the protection of most of the items you need or want to bury. Obviously, this does not fix issues with things like gas, pressurized canisters that you shouldn't be burying anyway, but it'll help with all the other items. Just be sure your seals are good and place the vacuum sealed bags inside of another leak-proof container to give it more protection. While burying supplies for an SHTF scenario can be an effective way to keep them safe from theft or confiscation, it's important to be aware of the risks involved. Using protective measures like the vacuum sealing and then adding the desiccants can help reduce these risks and extend the longevity of your buried items. By understanding the potential issues and adding just these couple of steps, you can better ensure that your survival supplies remain in good condition when you need them the most.